Hi everyone, my name is Ricardo, and I decided to recreate one of my favorite childhood games called Recursively, also known as OthellO, so I just called mine OthellO. Really quickly, it's a game from the 1800s in England. It's a simplified version of the ancient game Go, and the goal is to make sandwiches with your opponent's pieces, and as you sandwich these pieces, they revert to your pieces, and as the game board fills, the scores increase, and the win condition is when the board is filled up. This is an example of a partially filled board as it is. Just moving through it quickly since I don't have a lot of time. I wanted to put a lot of features in. I'll show you the code that I currently have. I ended up ripping a lot of things out to make it work. This is my first time working in React Native, and I was not able to achieve all of my feature goals, but here's a current build that I'm working on. It has the basic game working. It shows player moves. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have the same output I have. I apologize. I'll bring this up. There we go. There we go. So this is a live view of my phone's output now, and this is a current build of the game. So currently I've built this completely in React Native from scratch. All the logic is from scratch, and it iteratively moves through the board, checking each piece. And right now X is current player, so it checks for X positions, and then recursively checks around them to find opponent positions, and then make sure that beyond them are free spaces, which are marked with a check mark as they are valid spaces. It's going a little slow because it's a simulation, but it will be able to take your space input and recursively calculate backwards in all directions to make pairs, and then longer strings to flip over pieces. And eventually the whole game will the whole board will be able to be filled up, the game will be able to be completed, and you'll have a win condition. I really enjoyed making this app. I've never worked in React Native before, so it was my first time. And I learned a lot about making too many assumptions about systems being similar to other systems. But it's going well. In the future, I expect to add all the features that I was not able to add due to time. They are very possible. I just am not experienced with them yet. So there was a lobby in my code. There was a few other features that are still sitting here in the code. Some vestigial pieces you might see commented out, but it's quite a bit of code. Essentially, the logic is quite simple to say up front. It checks where you've played your move, checks around it, so that would be these sort of moves to the upper left and above and to the right, and then recursively checks along the way to make sure that the move you made is valid, permits the move, does score checking, and then these functions here, like turn tiles, will then go and do the opposite recursion backwards to make sure that the move you've made is, again, legal and within the rules of the game, and then flip the pieces as you go. And it does this for every move before and after of every position placed on the game. A few things that I could do going forward besides adding features in is working on optimizations. It's a little bit slow at the moment, but it's very secure. Thank you very much. That was my Stackathon.